Nod questions Mr. Pig if he's prepared to sacrifice his life. According to him, no Yema has managed to return after reaching the capital, and the same goes for their chaperones as well. The capital is a closed-off unknown world and no one knows what transpires there. Keeping this in mind, there's a possibility that chaperones are killed upon reaching the capital. With this, he brings out a pair of handcuffs similar to the ones Rossi wears. These cuffs will allow him to control water, create ice, and even commute the terrain. They will allow Mr. Pig to tackle opponents to some extent. Nod further explains that despite his immense hatred for Yema hunters, he has never killed one before. Even when he reclaimed the collar, he got outnumbered and had to retreat after retrieving the collar. He even warns him that he might have to sacrifice Mr. Pig, and with this, he leaves, contemplating Mr. Pig to reconsider his choices. Following morning, they continue their journey to the royal capital. On their way, Blaze suddenly collapses to the ground and Jess rushes to help her. Blaze, however, refuses her help and proceeds walking. Back when Blaze was still a child, her master told her about the northern star Salvia and how it can grant anyone's wishes, with Blaze raising her hands to the sky and praying. Following this, Jess and the others finally reach the Needle Forest, where Nod tests their knowledge by questioning them regarding the glowing mushroom. Jess comments that she has heard about them, further asserting that no one knows the reason behind their glow. Hearing this, Naur impedes her and reveals that these mushrooms take up the blood of dead Yema, which allows them to glow at night, which shocks Jess. Upon reaching the next village where they are supposed to spend their night, Nod explains the severity of danger in this forest and how bloodthirsty scoundrels are always on look for Yemas. He then asks them to enjoy their last feast together, since Nod will return back after escorting them to the capital. However, before they could commence eating, Blaze excuses herself and proceeds to her room. Nod instructs Rossi to guard her, and with this, they begin eating. Mr. Pig gets shocked to eat something that tastes quite similar to yakitori and tells Jess about it. At that point, Nod ominously interferes with their conversation and proceeds to explain his ideology. According to him, even though all lives are equal, if someone happens to them tomorrow, they will prioritize Jess over Blaze. This shocks Jess, as Nod further explains that Blaze has no will to live further, but Jess is different. However, their priority is to save all lives, but if they somehow find themselves in a hopeless situation, Jess' life will take precedence over everything. Hearing all this, Jess feels really sad about Blaze, suggesting that this would be unfair. Undeterred, Mr. Pig exclaims that his sole purpose is to protect her, even though he's not sure if he can do anything. This makes Jess tear up, as no one has ever felt like this towards her. Nod then reveals his dream of becoming someone's chaperone and venturing alongside her to the capital, but his dream got shattered. He doesn't care if they think he's dumb, but the reason he wants to protect Jess is because she resembles that person. He wants her to live the life she couldn't. Hearing this, Jess expresses her gratitude towards Nod and Mr. Pig. Nod further asserts that he will return after escorting them, as he doesn't want Ceres to shed any more tears. Back to Blaze's past, when she used to pray all day to the northern star to fulfill her wishes. One day, as she was praying, her little brother approaches her and questions her regarding this. He reveals that he hates that star because it never fulfilled his wishes and that there's no way to actually capture the star. Hearing this, Blaze explains that this is the exact reason she prays. She doesn't believe that her wishes would come true, so there's no hope, and while you're praying, you can forget everything around you, focusing on the prayer. When she turned 16, her brother confronted her for the last time, asserting that he will miss her. Seeing his dismayed expressions, Blaze instructs him to pray whenever he feels lost and it will guide him. She further tells him that whenever he loses his way, the wishing star will guide him. Likewise, whenever he feels lost in life, he should search for his own wishing star that will grant him hope. Following this, she leaves for the royal capital, but on her way, she was always walking with her back to the wishing star, and she eventually lost her way as Yema hunters captured her. These hunters treated her like trash, and there was nothing she could do besides praying to the wishing star. Even when she was trapped inside the dungeon, she couldn't see the star, but she still continued to pray despite having no hope. At that point, Jess and the others appeared to save her. When Nod opened the cage and hugged, that was the first time someone hugged her so passionately. In the present, Blaze approaches Mr. Pig and wakes him up, asking if he can accompany her, to which he agrees. She apologizes for disturbing his sleep, but Mr. Pig comments that he is used to this. Suddenly, she hugs Mr. Pig, which shocks him, but Blaze explains that it is cold and she needs to cling to him. She then asks Mr. Pig some questions regarding his past life and if he belongs to a different world, to which he replies positively. She then asks if women with small breasts are preferred in his world, which confuses Mr. Pig. He hesitantly states that he prefers small breasts, but it's not a tradition or something. She even asks if women with huge breasts are tempted in his world, and to cheer her up, Mr. Pig tells her that no man will pay heed to her since she has big breasts, which makes Blaze insanely happy. She wonders if she can be reborn into a world like that, but Mr. Pig instructs her to stop talking like this and that she shouldn't give up hope. Hearing all this, Blaze reveals her ransacked abdomen. According to her, the Yema hunters had already taken out all her internal organs before they arrived to rescue her. With this, Mr. Pig insists that they reveal this to Nod and Jess, but Blaze refuses, stating that she doesn't want to worry them anymore. Mr. Pig suggests using Black Rista to heal her, but Blaze comments that Black Rista can only be utilized if you genuinely care about someone. In the meantime, Nod is also awake and is listening to their conversation. Blaze further insists that she doesn't need to complete her journey, instead she will sacrifice herself for Jess. She believes that being born a Yema with big breasts, cute face, and a lovely voice is all her fault, but Mr. Pig contradicts this. For him, people who exploit Yemas are the ones to be blamed, not Blaze. She then asks Mr. Pig to take her to his world, and this is her final wish. Mr. Pig assures her that her wish would definitely come true, as she has been praying all along. After all this, Mr. Pig suggests that they head back to their rooms since it is way too dangerous out there. On their way, Blaze reveals that someone once told her about the capital having no entrance and all Yemas die in the Needle Forest. Hearing this, Mr. Pig wonders what's the point of suffering, but Blaze further tells him that this is just a rumor since no Yema has ever returned back. She further reveals that the only way to reach the capital is to call out to the king, which confuses Mr. Pig. Blaze truly wishes that all of them make it safely to the royal capital. Now that Mr. Pig and the others are nearing the capital, Blaze's sudden reveal makes no sense. She should have told them beforehand, but I doubt she will die. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on anything.